On this episode of the 5P podcast, I'm rolling solo today, folks. It's me, Michael J. Penny, and I want to talk to you about small unit leadership, okay? A lot of people, they don't understand small unit leadership at their core discipline. They believe that it's managers who are managing to the number and thus engaging the people based on protocol processes, standard operating procedures, and the like. What I am discussing on this episode of the 5P podcast is how leaders in the field have the ability to manage the situation as well as the people above them and below them. All right, so a great man, General Mattis, once said, you can manage for the people below you, you can manage for the people above you, but you can't do the same at the same time. And those are words of wisdom that I definitely took forward as a patrol leader into combat zones. But it's something that I brought with me as I was studying entrepreneurship. Fresh out of the Marine Corps, I wound up pursuing entrepreneurship specifically with an invention in mind. I opened my first business. It was a huge failure. And you live and you learn, right? But while I was going through school, I studied a gentleman named Peter F. Drucker. And it's very much so business 101 type stuff. It's early entrepreneurial education type stuff. But Peter Drucker has stuck with me because he is an American citizen, foreign national, who basically created the Masters in Business Administration out of Claremont College, if you're looking up Mr. Drucker. But he had a great deal of influence in the managerial processes for how we lead teams, how we delegate authority, and why it's okay to put loads of responsibility on your lowest ranks, so long as you're providing them the benefit of the doubt that they know what is best because they have that buy-in to the mission. And it's extraordinary. If you're not already familiar with Peter F. Drucker, we have the Essential Drucker on our website at 5paragraph.com if you want to get the book. Go ahead, check it out. There's a number of other texts on our reading list if you go under the shop drop down. So go ahead and grab Peter Drucker's book. I'm going to be talking to it a little bit here. And again, like all other episodes, I've got my brief sheet here. We drink our own Kool-Aid, so I'm going to be working off 5-paragraph format. You know, the problem as I see it here within our situation, today's day and age, is small unit leaders have a small scope of very important responsibility areas, okay, or very important areas of responsibility. The key here being that small units or small pockets within given constructs, whether it's a very small business growing to the second stage, that's who we like working with, they have the need to be able to kind of free up some of that dare I say it, control and power. Okay, and that's really hard. As a small unit leader myself, it's very difficult kind of doing the Papa Bird thing and watching those leave the nest, those people that I've instructed and helped along the way, leave the nest and go and do right. You know, and that's always what you're hoping for. You're hoping that they go and do right by the greater overall good of the organization, but also, you know, you, the instructor, put a great deal of time and effort. I, as an educator, training people in 5-paragraph all the time, love seeing when business owners just get it, it clicks, and boom, they're all of a sudden empowered. So as small unit leaders, what we do is we cultivate the culture within an organization. It's what we aim to do, not what we aim to please. All right, so we are achieving mission success, and we're going to do so with a steadfast devotion, but it's also a devotion to the key values of the organization, not loyalty among others, but loyalty among cause. So in this regard, we have executive leaders who know how to interview subjects and get the best answers out of those subjects. And what I mean by that is you have a business of your own. You're looking to interview a number of different people to see if they would be a good fit to come in and be a small unit leader within your organization. You're working with your team to interview those people interviewing someone to come into a company, especially in a small or a second stage growing small business, the whole team, if possible, should be involved in the interview process. And then as you go to create departments within your entity, the leaders of those given departments, as well as the team that that individual interview subject is going to be working with, should be engaged in that interview process. So you, the listener, need to be asking the right questions in order to hire and surround yourself with the best people. What we're striving to do in this specific podcast is get you, the listener, to hire professionals who bring up that culture in your organization, whatever the culture fit may be. And again, it's not people that are fitting in, it's people that are going to positively affect the culture in your organization. That's who you're looking for. If you only find like-minded people, you're only going to get the same thing. If you find close-hearted people and agree to disagree and agree to challenge one another, you can be perfect as a team, so long as your values to the overall organization remain steadfast. And again, that's close-heartedness. There are a lot of great companies and a lot of great teams that I can point you towards as examples of individuals who didn't necessarily like each other, but they all shared the same core beliefs and values. And so they challenged one another to be better. The early stages of a lot of tech companies, the early stages of a lot of manufacturing companies, you'll hear this as a common thread throughout. And that's why I'm bringing it to you guys, the business leaders. Hiring questions that you should be asking. I've only got 2 of them. What is your highest leadership role at what company, so that you can verify that in their references. If it's not in their references or the referrals or however you're working your way through their resume, ask them about it. What is their highest leadership role, and can you provide a reference to the company that you worked within? And there are individuals that you can provide as references throughout any walk of life. It's going to be an individual who you worked with within that organization, right? So the second question is, what is your highest ability to instruct? Now, I've brought this up before on another podcast. Your highest ability to instruct matters because you have the ability to multiply given ranks. Let's say, for instance, so if you're an educator, I myself being an instructor, instructors teach in the classroom, practically apply, and then can provide guided discussion in how that organization can best work through a given problem, right? So that's what we pride ourselves at 5 Paragraph as advisors. We can create the executive vision with you so that you can take it and run with it, and boom, you're empowered through that. Or you need additional training and education in order to educate your ranks. We can engage in that also because we provide certifying periods of instruction. So all of your managers will be certified in the 5 Paragraph business plan methodology. And it's a planning with a bias towards action in order to then commit action, immediately debrief, compile those debriefs into reports. Those reports allow those individual leaders to train right there at the lowest level, but then compile the reports based on their remediation post-debrief into after-action reviews in between the leaders on the ground and the leadership in the executive suite. Thus, this constructs a larger intelligence picture from within that executive leadership can call upon in order to then plan with a bias towards action. This same construct works at every rank all the way down. It is very, very simple, which is why it's extraordinarily powerful. And I welcome you folks to call us go to 5paragraph.com if you want to see the number. You can call us at 919-827-0898. Again, that's 919-827-0898. We work with small unit leaders. All right, so that's from the executive level all the way down to the folks that are the personnel on the ground. And what I'd like to do here is read a quick passage through Peter Drucker, and he talks about the scope of responsibility that knowledge workers and the executives specifically have, because it's up to the leadership to locate and hire great people in order to bring up that culture, so that way they're doing the right thing when no one's looking. All right, and his example in here, which I point out because I myself am a military veteran, is the example of a young captain out in the field. So, asked by a reporter how in this confused situation can you retain command, the young captain said, "Around here, I am the only guy who is responsible. If these men don't know what to do when they run into an enemy in the jungle, I'm too far away to tell them. My job is to make sure they know what they do depends on the situation, which only they can judge. The responsibility is always mine, but the decision lies with whoever is on the spot." The responsibility is always mine, but the decision lies with whoever is on the spot. You, the business owner, you, the business leader, have delegated your authority to someone to go and act on behalf of the greater overall organization in order to positively affect your customer out there in the field. You ultimately have the responsibility, but the decision on how they are going to provide value to the customer out in the field, that falls on the shoulders of the person that you delegated your authority to, that you sent out there on that mission. It is crucial that you are hiring small unit leaders who understand that. Especially, executives, they're nodding their head going, yeah, I get this. But there are department heads that are out there who they rise to the level of their incompetency, to quote the Peter principle, right? Oh, great, I finally got promoted and now I can sit back. The higher you are promoted, the harder you will work. It is that simple. It is your passion, drive, desire to be able to achieve that promotion, right? Especially in a small business growing through that second stage growth. Okay, and that's who we're really focused on helping here at 5Paragraph. Check out 5paragraph.com. Be involved in the discussion moving forward. We're all working on the same exact template here. You've got a lot of other businesses that you can engage with. Our desired end state with all of this is so that you, the listener, and all of the greater 5Paragraph community can interact with one another. You can network, mastermind, you can build greater organizations, small unit leadership, small businesses seeking that second stage growth. They have the ability to interact with other small businesses seeking that second stage growth. We've made it easier, right? This is how the Army and the Marine Corps operate with one another. If you haven't heard me already say it, this is based on the 5-paragraph operations order. Okay, and so all we did is put in the proper business terminology where it belongs inside of the operations order construct. It's intuitive, it's intended to be briefed to a group of people in order to go and engage in action. Okay, so that is our intention with this. That is our desired end state, is all of you folks who are using 5-paragraph have the ability to grow together in phalanx. It's a very simple template. It's a square one to see whether or not you're a fit on a partnership, on a deal, on an arrangement. It's a great deal-making apparatus. We use it in a variety of different ways. Hence, we call ourselves a business development group. We help expand. We help bring together merger acquisition. We do a variety of different things as far as the due diligence process or the speculative process. But here on this podcast, I want to narrow it all the way down to that small unit leadership. We couldn't do any of this without 5-paragraph. This is how we delegate and maintain our overall command and control as we delegate to teams in the field. Again, those debriefs, their intel points, their feedback, we pay credence to. That goes into our detailed plan later on. Our after-action review, it is leaders in the field that are growing the overall organization. The executives are paying attention to that intelligence that comes back, that feedback that comes back, in order to invigorate and move forward. All right, so simple admin and logistics, sustainability overall. We had the management text, like I said before, Mr. Drucker, who I continue to hold up as a figure who understood small unit leadership, who understood small business second stage growth capitalism. I feel that he's been kind of pushed to the back burner because he's so business 101, when really we need to get down into the weeds of how we lead people. Management is managing an organization, a construct. We lead people. Those people have the ability to go out and succeed in the mission, such as our duty and charge. And so here at 5 Paragraph, if you need assistance, if you need some sort of training, we can provide HR role playing, HR manual creation, a variety of human resources type training specifically for you folks. And again, here's the beauty in 5 Paragraph. I don't know anything about HR, right? I have a delightful HR person who understands all of that stuff, and their skill set is based in role-playing one-on-one with executives, with small unit leaders, with department heads, whomever, in order to be able to convey across basic hiring role play, in order to tease out of those interviewees the best answers, and the best answers to see if they are a good fit for the organization, and how they would bring up the culture within the organization. Again, it's something that we can provide at 5paragraph.com, where we've got the book, a 5-paragraph business management tool for leaders, that is available on Amazon. So you can go to 5paragraph.com. You can get the book. You can get the tutorial episodes. You can download the free template in order to get you started. You can schedule a call. You can call us right now, 919-827-0898. I truthfully hope you get me. I do my best, Michael J. Penny, I do my best to be able to get with every single customer who comes our way. Every business owner, every business leader, every executive, every manager feels like, I'm overwhelmed, and I hope that you're overwhelmed by an outrageous amount of demand that you have for your good product service, whatever the case may be. We are here as a third-party objective problem solver who can help you organize and move forward. If you would like an assessment, it is free. If you would like us to train you in the 5-paragraph business plan, if you would like our advisory services in moving forward, if you need assistance even out in the field, all of this is available to you. All right, just get in touch with us. It's free to get started. The assessment's free. You're going to get an executive summary as well as a workbook in order to get you rolling in the right direction. Call us. Go to 5paragraph.com. Call us at 919-827-0898. Schedule a call for a time that fits you. We're trying to make it easy here for you, folks. It's all about committing to action. That's what we do. All right, so thank you so much for listening to another episode of the 5P Podcast. We are proud to be a part of the Heroes Media Group network. If you're not already familiar with HMG, check out Heroes Media Group. It's a voice for those who serve. And what I mean by this is first responders, service providers, or service members that are in our community, military service members, police, law enforcement, of a variety degree, firefighters, those who serve. That is Heroes Media Group. And I myself, being a military veteran of the United States Marine Corps and a combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, I am proud to stand alongside the other folks at Heroes Media Group. So please go ahead, check them out. All right, people, we really do appreciate you liking, sharing, subscribing, rating, reviewing the podcast. Be a part of it. Subscribe at 5paragraph.com. You're going to get our newsletter. It's always going to be running through 5paragraph.com. We're a growing community of business leaders. We all operate off the same template. It makes life really, really simple. So commit action every single day. Add value to the world wherever you go. And until we meet again on the next 5P podcast, take care and be well.